Australian Climate Change by Courtney Walker. Australia is in the southern hemisphere between the Indian and Pacific Oceans. They have many different climate zones in the north and south of the country. The north has hot and humid in the summer and warm and dry in the winter. The southern part has a much cooler summer and rainy winters. Their seasons are opposite of the ones we experience here in the United States. Besides the north and south, Australia has the outback regions, which are in the middle of the country, which can be very hot and dry, reaching over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Australia is a unique country that loves the outdoors and wildlife and is known for their abundant kangaroo. This means that global warming is a huge concern for this country and will heavily affect all the different parts of Australia in drastic ways. As of 2016, Australia has CO2 emissions of 13 t per capita, which has dropped from the highest level of 21 t per capita in 2005. Australia is third in the world for fossil fuel emissions. This comes from the high volume of coal exports seen coming out of Australia. Climate change is definitely affecting Australia, as it can be seen in their growing wildfires. There has also been rising sea levels on the coast of Australia, which is where more than 85% of residents live within 50 kilometers of the shoreline. Future impacts of climate change in Australia will impact the country in many ways. This includes wildfires, rising sea levels that have already been happening, but also extreme weather and temperature fluctuations. Extreme weather fluctuations can drastically hurt the wildlife, ecosystems, and agriculture by things like droughts, floods, fires, and other natural disasters. Another major event that affects Australia's climate is El Niño and La Niña, which can severely affect the weather long term and alter the seasons in Australia. Australia's biggest source of information on climate change is the website climatechangeinaustralia.gov. That outlines the current situation of climate change and outlines projections and data that will be taken to help reduce their part in global climate change. This website has 40 different climate models and projections focused on natural resource management. This helps guide people into making the right decisions about climate change and emissions moving forward and making policy decisions. Australia has set a goal of reducing greenhouse gases by 26 to 28% by 2030 under the Paris Agreement. There is also an emission reduction fund, which is a voluntary fund that incentivizes businesses to reduce emissions.